on a warm summer afternoon. Under the shade of an ancient cherry blossom tree, a curious student sat beside his wise sensei. The gentle breeze carried the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the world seemed to hum with a quiet, timeless energy. "Sensei, I've been pondering the nature of movement. How does it relate to the boundless void of nothingness?" The student asked, his eyes filled with curiosity. The sensei smiled, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Ah, movement is the very essence of existence, my dear student. It is the dance of the universe, the flow of energy that breathes life into all things. Even in the stillness of nothingness, there is a subtle, invisible movement." The student furrowed his brow, trying to grasp the concept. But how can there be movement in nothingness? Isn't nothingness the absence of all things, including movement? The sensei picked up a fallen cherry blossom petal and let it drift gently to the ground. Indeed, nothingness is the absence of all things, yet it is also the canvas upon which movement is painted. Imagine the smallest of movements, though imperceptible, creating ripples that traverse the entire universe. These invisible, imaginary whispers give rise to infinite potential, echoing through the caverns of time itself. The student gazed at the shimmering leaves, lost in thought. "Sensei, I recently read about Zeno's paradoxes of motion. How could Zeno think that the infinite could be hidden within even the smallest movement? How could he conclude that motion must not be possible, though we do seem to move? Which is the illusion, motion or infinity?" The sensei's expression grew thoughtful. Zeno's paradoxes are indeed intriguing. He proposed that for any movement to occur, an object must first reach the halfway point of its journey, and then the halfway point of the remaining distance, and so on ad infinitum. This suggests that motion involves an infinite number of steps, making it seem impossible. The student nodded, eager to understand. But if motion is impossible, how do we move? Is Zeno wrong to think that these two forces underlie every act of movement? The sensei's voice softened like a gentle lullaby. Zeno's paradoxes highlight the complexity of motion and infinity. They challenge our understanding of space and time. However, modern mathematics has shown us that even though the number of steps becomes infinitely large, each step also gets smaller by half. So it's more like a race to the finish line, where the infinite series of steps can sum up to a finite distance, allowing motion to occur despite the infinite divisions. The student closed his eyes, feeling the whispers in the air around him. So Zeno's paradoxes are not necessarily wrong, but rather a different way of looking at the problem. Precisely, Zeno's paradoxes reveal the depth of the infinite within the finite. They remind us that our perception of motion and infinity is limited by our understanding. In the boundless void of nothingness, as you so eloquently put it, movement and infinity coexist, each giving meaning to the other, the sensei affirmed. It also means there is always room for those who understand to offer new, better explanations. This is how humanity adds to its book of knowledge, and the sensei added after a slight pause, it keeps things interesting as well. The student opened his eyes, a newfound understanding shining within them. "Thank you, sensei. I now see that movement and nothingness are intertwined, each giving meaning to the other." The sensei nodded, his heart filled with pride, embraced the stillness and the movement, for they are the essence of the universe. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the landscape, the student and sensei sat in peaceful repose, their hearts and minds attuned to the eternal dance of the universe. High above, beyond the gaze of sensei and student, a lone star hovered, still and unnoticed. Suddenly, it moved with purpose, streaking across the sky. In a brilliant flash, its message delivered. As quickly as it appeared, it vanished, leaving the heavens calm and still once more.